I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
Before the video starts, I want to mention that I'm officially illegal trading now in Pixel Worlds. If you guys want to buy Bitcoins for cheap rate, I'll leave my Discord server in the description. And yeah, enjoy the video. Hello guys, and welcome to part 2 of how I got rich. If you didn't watch the first video yet, the link will be on the description. Go watch it. Because I will be continuing from where I was left at. So I had 600 platinum locks, and I bought a drag cape for like 400 PLs, and I had 200 PLs left. And I didn't know what to do with them. Then I asked my friend Migo. I was like, what the heck am I gonna do with 200 PLs? I was like, why don't you start hoarding? I told him that I'm already hoarding items, small items, and he was like, then go for big ones. I asked him what item to go. He was like, go for Dark Sprite Mask. That item have a lot of potential. And as far as I remember, the price of it was like 14 to 16 platinum locks when I started hoarding it. I bought like probably 13 of them, and then I started half of them. I started selling them, and I sold like half of them, and the price went down a lot because I sold them so fast and there were a lot of people with it. Then I bought them back. This way I started profiting, like hoarding it, selling half of the hoard, buying them back, and I got 20 Dark Sprite Mask after some point, and I said, okay, I will not drop from 20. Even if I sell half of the hoard again, I'll get 20 and then sell them again. That was the strategy I was going to use. And I did a couple of times. I bought 20. Sorry, I got 20. I sold half, and then I bought the half back. When I was selling the half, it was dropping, but because I was selling them fast, I wasn't really, wasting a lot of buys diamond platinum logs doing that. And the price was dropping a lot after me selling 10, since a lot of people were, I was adding a lot of Dark Sprite Mass in the economy. And the price was, I was basically playing with this price. And eventually, I kept doing that strategy for so long. I made like thousands of platinum logs of profit only using Dark Sprite Masks. And then I started hoarding items with Total. Let me guys tell you how I met Total. Basically, he was trying to flex on me, but I beat him on show battle. And I wanted to buy his Tormentor wings, and he was not willing to sell me because on his mind he was like, okay, this guy has a lot of buys, platinum logs. Why would he buy an item from me for overpay? In reality, yes, I was overpaying, but I was giving him my yellow PWR hoard, which I bought for like 150 each, and the price was like 400 world locks. That's why I was just trying to get rid of my hoard and get a Tormentor wings because it was cool and it was worth much more back then. One Tormentor wings, or I believe, like when I started hoarding Dark Sprite Mask, one of them was worth like 5 Dark Sprite Mask. Now, one Dark Sprite Mask is like two Tormentor wings. Yeah, prices make no sense in this game, but yeah. Anyway, I bought his I bought his Tormentor wings after voice chatting him for like an hour. Then we became friends. We started hoarding items together. I was like hoarding cheap items with him, and eventually he wanted to buy a Dracula cape, and then he bought a drag from ePro, and I back then I was pretending like I didn't have a Dracula cape. This is going to sound too suspicious, but I don't even know why I did. But after he bought a Dracula cape, I asked him to trust me with it. It was like, and what are you gonna give me for it? I said, nothing. I just want you to trust me. He said no. He kept saying no, but I was asking him every single day. And at some point, he said, fuck it, just use it. Okay, take it. And then he gave me the Dracula cape. And he didn't know I already had one. So I took it. He probably thought he was scammed because like a year after that, when he was in Turkey with me, he told me, Ali, when I trusted you that Dracula cape, I told you were going to scam me. And I was like, okay, fuck it, he can scam me, I don't care. But yeah, I traded him back 2 drags, and he was like, what the heck did you do? And I told him I have a duplication. I duplicated his Dracula cape. I told him I was waiting for this moment, and he started screaming. I told him it was just a joke, but it was funny. And then I obviously trusted him after him trusting me a drag. Maybe it's stupid to trust people who trust you, but you know, I already proved him that I'm not a scammer, so I was like, why would he scam his friend? So I traded him 2 drags, and then he gave me one of them back. And okay, now this is where things get little interesting. At that time, Migo was banned, and I don't know if I should tell you guys about this part, but okay, no lies. I'm just gonna tell you, because this is the true story of me getting rich. Obviously, I got boosted a little bit. I did not spend a single cent, but yeah, on getting rich. Obviously, I never bought Bitcoins. Yeah, I am an illegal trader now, guys, but you know, I never bought. I just sold now. Okay, so Migo, one of his drag was banned, and he still had another drag saved. And he was still playing with us from time to time, but he was not having fun having one drag only. And he was like, yo guys, I see you both have drags. Can I use one of your drag? No, at that point I said, I was okay with it kinda, because I was trusting Migo with it. But Toto was like, no, we can't trust Migo. What if he's scammed? I knew Migo was not a scammer because, I mean, I trusted him with a lot of items in the past. He did not scam me. And Total told him, if you give us your drag for us to use, you can use drags. And Migo was okay with it. He was like, yeah, sure, you can use my drag. And then he gave his Dracula cape to us, me and Total. We were sharing items, so I'll just say us. He gave his drag to us, and at that point we had 3 drags, right, on our inventory. We did let him use 2 drags, but then Total was like, Ollie, I'm not feeling comfortable about this. And he basically, on his mind, he was like, okay, if we trust him, he's going to scam us, so why don't we scam him first? That's what he said. I obviously didn't want to scam Migo, but you know, I also didn't want to. At that point, I kind of got selfish because I didn't want to break my friendship with Total, and I also, you know, didn't want Migo to get scammed. And on Total's mind, Migo was scammed. That point, where he said, "I will not return him the Dracula cape," and on Migo's mind, he was not scammed because I was still trusting him with our drag as well. I was giving him like 2 drag, but I was telling him like, Total doesn't know that. Please don't tell him to Total because he would get pissed if you tell him, which was a big mistake because if I told him about that back then, everything would have been, you know, cooler. But yeah, we started sharing. What I'm trying to say is, if I told Total that I was already trusting him with it, he would be okay with it since, you know, he didn't scam when we trust. But anyways, I was letting Migo use them with, you know, use 2 drags without Total knowing, and that, like, as I said, Total thought we scammed him, but you know, I was not trying to scam Migo. I was still letting him use 2 drags. Anyways, now here's where things get even more interesting. Yeah, we had 3 drags, and I was like, what's the point of using 3 drags? I mean, one of them was Total's, one of them was mine, one of them was Migo's. We still had a lot of more items as well. And I think it's when I made that video with like 4 8 PWRs, 11 Dark Pixies, 3 drags. But, you know, I was bored having that many drags. I wanted to go for, like, you know, other items because it was too expensive. Then I sold 1 drag, and then I take a little break because everything was dropping, and okay, I'll get into that part. But before I get into that, I'll just tell you guys what I told the total. I was like, yo, Khalid, he says real name by the way, I'll sell the Dracula cape because there's no point of having 3, and I'm planning to do something big. I knew that they were going to add Bitcoin store at that point, and I was like, okay, if they add it, they will remove a lot of Bitcoins from the game, since we're going to be able to buy items with, Bitcoins. It will decrease a lot of buys from the game, which is going to create a huge deflation. Everything will drop. So I saw that coming, right? And then I sold the Drac, and I started selling all my items. I was selling everything just to get as many pures as possible. And items were much cheaper back then. Like Dark Pixies were like 20 million, as far as I remember. And I got so many pures. I had like 180, something like that. I had that many pures, and I still had a lot of items. And total was like, I'll join you on that as well. I was like, okay. And then at that point, I said I will take a break. And when I was taking that break, he sold both Dracs, his Drac and Migo's Drac as well. I mean, since he thought Migo was already scammed, he was like, I'll just sell it. I didn't even know when he sold it. And then we had no Dracs left. And Migo messaged me, and he was like, Ali, where's my Drac? I want to use 2 Dracs. And at that point, I kind of felt bad, and I was like, okay, I should make him scam me. So I made a world where I placed like 2 Dracs worth of items. I gave him access so he can scam me. I started ignoring his DMs. I didn't answer any of his DMs for a long time. So he would think that he's scammed, and he would be like, oh, okay, Ali's so stupid, he forgot to remove my access in that world where I have access to a lot of items, and he's not answering my DMs, so I should take the items. But that's what I thought he would do, but he did not do it. And then me and my cousin, we kind of got like, I started helping my cousin on Growtopia when he was running a website, and I became rich in Growtopia as well. I told Migo, yo Migo, like, let's share items on Growtopia. And he asked me what happened with Pixel Wars. I told him some bullshit. I didn't tell him the truth. And then I gave him my BGLs. I thought he would scam me again because I started ignoring him again, but he didn't scam again. But yeah, and then you guys probably know the rest of the story. This was the secret part where I wanted to talk about. I might make another video about it, but yeah, I didn't get all my wealth by myself. Obviously, Total and Migo helped me a lot. Basically, it's plus 2 Dracs from them. Yes, I did have a net worth of maybe like 7-8 Dracula capes, maybe 10, but that 2 Dracs helped me a lot, because without that 2, I was never going to be able to, afford all that. So I have a lot of, they basically, there's a lot of influence from Migo and Total, and I appreciate their help. And right now we're good, me, Migo, Total. We're still friends, and they're not upset about anything. Well, okay, this video is too long now. I'll probably end it here. I'll see you guys on the next one. I might make another video explaining you guys, what happened afterwards, because, I'm ending the video in the most exciting part. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Sorry for making a video that long. Peace.
Stay with me, little bitch, yeah, you know that I'm your man. You be capping like a snitch, no thoughts, no stamp. 2 hoes, 10 toes, new guac, new bands, new whip, new chips, new kicks.